Hey guys, AJ Gore here, and I found a nice little calm cove that I'm going to take a minute to teach you guys how I spool up some fishing line on a spinning outfit. I've got a KastKing Perigee rod with a Mela 2 spinning outfit. It's 3000 series. That's brand new out of the box and needing some new line. For this application, I'm going to be rocking some new KastKing. This is new for 2017, some of their updated super fishing line monofilament right here. This is good stuff. It's got a high tensile strength, superior castability, low stretch, high abrasion resistance. What can you say? It's just great for saltwater and freshwater fishing. Now, KastKing has always had some really good monofilament line. They just made it better for 2017. So let's go ahead and jump in here, put some line on here, and I'm going to show you guys how I spool it up to prevent wind knots, over looping, and things like that. So let's get to it. A couple of the things that you're going to need in order to spool your rod and reel up is, of course, fishing line, the rod, the reel, and something to cut your line with, whether it is a knife of some sort or a cutting device, something to go ahead and cut that line. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so now I've already ran my line through the guides. Let's go ahead and hook our line into our spool. So go ahead and make sure you flip your bail open. Always want to do that. A lot of people forget that. Flip your bail open. We're going to tie our knot right in here, and then of course flip the bail back over and start reeling. When it comes to a knot, some people have a fancy knot that they like to work with. Just go with whatever works for you. Just make sure it's clenched down tight right here, and go ahead and start flipping your bail over and reeling in some line. So let's tie our knot. Now, something to be careful with is whenever you're cutting your line, a little pair of scissors, whether it's a knife, don't put any nicks or dings in your aluminum. That can come back to haunt you later and cause an abrasion in your line and cause fraying or even cause your line to break. So now that you've got your knot tied on and clenched down, flip your bail over and let's reel in some line. Here's an important tip right here. Whenever you're reeling your line in, you want to make sure that it's reeling in the same way it's coming off of your spool. Okay, so once you have a pretty full spool here, I do a step that a lot of other people don't necessarily do, and that is stretching my line. What that does is keep the line from having its memory and looping off, as well as it helps for castability. Now, another quick tip, don't overload your spool. Yes, they give you a big spool, doesn't mean that you have to load this thing up to where it's just falling off. I like to go just a little bit below that lip where the line peels off. Okay, so one extra step that I do with my spinning outfits is when I tie on a plastic line, I tie it to something solid, like I'm going to tie it to the front of my trolling motor here, and then I hold onto the spool and I give it the slightest little bit of a stretch. That stretching of the line gets rid of some of this memory and helps this thing cast a lot better and cuts down on wind knots. Now you can do this at home with a doorknob, a pole on your fence, all kinds of different things. Me, I'm out here in the water, I'm using the front of my trolling motor. So again, like I said, I go ahead and I just kind of tie that line and I just give it a couple tugs. Sometimes you can hold your spool and give it just a little bit. And that's it. Just stretch your line, cut just below your knot, clean up wherever you tied your line, tie on your favorite fishing lure, and go fishing, guys. Thanks a lot. Remember, KastKing keeps fishing fun.